Unstoppable Domains has a pretty clever integration that you can use with your AI chatbot. So for example, here I'm using it with ChatGPT. Now you can go in and use this integration for things like finding available domain names. You can say, I want to start a tech company related to billing software, and it can find available domains. But you can also use this to manage your domain portfolio. So let's give an example here. Let's say I just want to make sure I'm not missing any domains. What's my next domain to expire? And it will go directly into my Unstoppable Domains account, and it's going to look for the next domain to expire. So it says Fundraise IQ, have until June 5th to renew that domain name. It offers to show me more expired domains if I want. But let's look at a different thing. Let's say I'm concerned about renewal costs. How much will it cost to renew all of my domains that expire before the end of June? So now it's going to go in and calculate this. We'll see how it thinks through this. So it's pulling up the list of domains that expire by June 30th. Then it will check their renewal pricing. Okay, well, I only have this one domain, so let's go a little bit further. All right, let's go through end of July. Again, this could be useful for budgeting purposes if you're trying to figure out how much money you need to set aside. Now it's looking at domains, not just the one in June, but also July's as well. All right, so it says $32.97, and it names what those are. So I checked this earlier with August, and it was quite a bit more, and there were comms and some other extensions as well, so it ran the numbers for all of those. Now, let's say I want to make sure that I don't have domains that are pointing to the wrong name servers. I know in my Unstoppable account, they all point to either Adam's name servers, Afternics, or Unstoppable Domains. Let's just make sure they all point there. Do I have any domains that don't point to the name servers? ns1.adam.com, ns1.afternic.com, or Unstoppable's name servers. Okay, let's see what happens here. All right, so it's taking a look at all the domains in my Unstoppable account. And this is a little bit more complicated for it, so it might take a little while. It has to kind of figure some things out, right? So at first it might look at the domains, but then there's pagination, so it can't figure that out. Yeah, here it is. It's not paging cleanly, so I'm checking all the domains. All right, so now it shows me ones that are not using the correct name servers, and it looks like these are pointing to Spaceship, where they shouldn't be going right now. But here's the thing. I know for a fact these aren't all of the names in my account that have the wrong name servers here. So let me ask, it again. Are you sure about that? And so now it's going to go through and think, and hopefully it will find the others. But I think the point here is that just like you can't trust everything that ChatGPT tells you, you can't trust everything 100% of what this GPT is telling you, this integration with Unstoppable Domains. So you see here, it even says I'm verifying instead of guessing. Well, you obviously don't want to guess on something that's important. To be careful here. And you'll see here it says, oh, I already confirmed earlier this was not all of them. That's because before doing this video, I went and checked, and it only found one name, and then it ended up finding a lot more. So let's see here. So let me say, so now I'm asking for the full list of those names. Hopefully it understands I'm talking about the ones that don't have the name. So this is kind of interesting how it decided to go about it. It was splitting the domains into sets by length. Now it's looking at the longer ones. All right, so yep, I know that's not the case. So I know this isn't everything. So now if I say, what about objectg.com? Now it's going to go look up the name servers for this one. And here we found another one. So it's saying, hey, the full list was incomplete. Let's ask it to check for others that might have been missed. And I'm going to skip ahead until it comes up with what it finds. All right, so it found a few more. But again, I know for a fact this is not all of them. So be careful as you do this. But let's say we do want to change one. Let's change the name servers for objectgenie.com to ns1.afternic.com and ns2.afternic.com. All right, so you do have to, from time to time, it will ask you to log in to Unstoppable Domains, and it will tell you what this can do. And this is important because you're effectively letting an agent log in and take activity on your behalf. All right, so it says Object Genie is now set to those. So let me just go into my account off the screen here and double check that it is pointing to the correct name servers. And it is pointing to the correct name servers. So some really cool stuff you can do here. And this might be kind of the future of managing domain portfolios. However, at this point, I will say that you just need to be careful with the answers you're getting. Like simple things like change the name servers here or renew this domain. That's fairly easy, and I don't think it'll make mistakes, but doing bigger lookups can be a challenge.